So this is our Finding Dory spoiler discussion. So what are your problems with? Because we both felt positively about it.
Yeah, well, I think I might have either said it or I hinted at it when I talked about the movie last week, but I really do feel like it doesn't have anything new to say. I think that it repeats a lot of the themes of the first movie,
Sure.
like trusting in yourself, trusting in others, finding the strength within yourself, doing things that you aren't comfortable with. Like, I feel like all of those are the exact same notes that are hit. They're hit in slightly different ways, but they're still the same, and it really does hit a lot of the story beats in different ways, but the same, in the same moments, I think, if you were to watch it again. And then I have a big issue. I just wish the fucking octopus hadn't driven a car. Why did the thing have to drive the car?
Yeah,
that pushed it past the point of believability.
That's a little much. I was very much in the same camp as you, as same beats, nothing new to say, yada yada yada. A buddy of mine brought up a really good point, which I hadn't thought about until he mentioned it. I guess a friend of his, their daughter connected with Dory. I guess she has some kind of disability. And I never thought of, like, oh, Dory is a character with a disability, because it's Dory.
Mm-hmm.
And then this is now a character that kids can connect to.
But Nemo has a disability too, and that's a part of that movie.
Sure.
The whole thing with him going up the thing and not trusting his fin because he can't swim because he has a little fin. It really is a part of that movie too.
That's true.
But that's great that a whole new generation of kids can connect in that way.
It's a different kind of disability.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think that, if anything, it'll show kids, like, there are disabilities of all kinds and still can achieve things. Yeah. It's a good message, but it is also in the first movie. It's incredibly well told. The animation is breathtaking. The voice acting is great. Everything is there.
It was
How about the short?
I really liked the short, and for the first 30 seconds, I had a hard time trusting that this was an animated movie and not real.
The short.
Yeah.
Yes, and I have heard a complaint that I've heard that didn't really bother me, because I think you can just think back visually to the first Finding Nemo movie. But I have heard complaints about how it's a weird one to show before this movie, because it shows how strikingly animated Finding Dory is, because it's so lifelike with still ocean characters. A lot of people have said that it's kind of a jarring juxtaposition. I didn't really feel it.
That didn't bother me. But
that's breathtaking. I thought it was one of the best shorts they've had in a long time. Way better than Sanjay's super dumb team.
What that played before?
The Good Dinosaur.
Oh, yeah, I still haven't seen Good Dinosaur.
Yeah, because before this one, I really feel like it had been a while, continuous streak of the shorts on Disney animated movies far being more effective.
The one before Good Dinosaur short was the volcano?
That was before Inside Out.
Okay, so that was the one they did.
And that one was fine.
Yeah.
It was enjoyable. But then you think of Feast with the dog, and Paperman specifically.
Yeah.
Just being
Paperman
way
was
before Wreck-It Ralph. That's not Pixar either. No. And just being way more effective shorts on the Disney side than the Pixar, when Pixar was known for these things. But I really felt like this one was really good and really well done.
Yeah.
But yeah, Finding Dory, I mean, we lost everyone. Captain America, Hail Hydra.
Yeah.
He took him out. Finding Dory, it's safe, though. It really is a safe...
Yeah.
Well done, but safe. In a lot of ways. It kind of felt like it might be that way with Andrew Stanton, in some ways, hiding back in animation after the failure of John Carter.
Maybe.
I mean, that's always what it felt like, whether it was or it wasn't. I don't... And the thing is, I sort of feel the same way about Brad Bird going back to Incredibles after the critical and commercial failure
Yeah, but
of
he was always
Tomorrowland.
wasn't he? He before that he'd already talked about doing
But
Incredibles 2, hadn't he?
no, for a long time he had said he didn't think it would happen, and then it was happening, and he announced that it was going to happen before Tomorrowland came out. But maybe the writing was on the wall.
Maybe.
Anyway, I'm happy that you liked it. I was kind of wondering, would there be stuff in there that you would not like, or
No, I mean I enjoyed it. There wasn't anything that I was like, but
It is safe.
yeah,
Very safe. Because part of what I thought was really refreshing about Inside Out, and you appreciate about Inside Out, was it's not really a safe movie. It could have really played out as too sad or too for an animated movie, a Disney animated movie, to suggest that we need sadness in our lives is risky.
sure.
It works effectively and very, very well. But some of the best Pixar movies take calculated risk, like even having an old man be the star of your animated children's movie in Up, or stuff like that, or like critiquing the entire human race in WALL-E.
Having the first 40 minutes be silent.
Essentially, of course. And this didn't really feel like it took any of those risks.
This felt safe, but it felt safer than what I expected, or it felt less safe than I expected it to be. From the few trailers I saw, I expected this to be beat for beat, moment for moment, the same. It's like, oh, there's other fish, and she's in. Oh, that's the same thing as the dentist stop. Oh, this is the same thing as this, but the story was different enough for it to not feel like that. But tonally, it hits the same thing.
Yeah,
and you have an octopus, or you have a septopus driving a truck. Because why not?
I just wish that hadn't been in there. I also don't really understand the geography of what was going on, but whatever.
Well, that was a weird thing for me, like in the aquarium?
No. Well, yes.
Okay.
But, alright, so I feel like the first one was a very realistic example of this could have been a real world where fish are they talk. But like in this movie, like the first movie, it is presumed that it takes place just off of the coast of Australia. P. Sherman 42 Wallaby Way, Sydney, Australia. And then they just have to go on a short journey because these people are just in a normal fucking boat scuba diving, the dentist, and he gets Nemo and he puts him in the thing, and they're in Australia. And in this, like, they just hop in the current and go to California. Like, she just ended up in California from going in that sewer pipe, and then she went to Australia.
And she got, I don't know.
And then they just go back. Like, there's no, like...
Yeah.
I mean,
that's fair.
In the movie where, like, it's about talking fish.
I was trying to think of that, too. I'm like, okay, so where in the ocean, maybe they're halfway... Maybe they're between...
It's just, the stupidest thing to complain about. But I was kind of like... Just little things like that where it just felt like not grounded in any form of reality.
Sure. But I was glad it was about them being there and not, again, the journey. It was like, okay, they're in the current. That cuts out the entire journey. I don't have to worry about this being about how are they going to make it all the way over across the ocean. Because even in the first one, though, when they tell the stories of it, it's like, we swam halfway across the ocean. So, I mean, they must be somewhere. She's a rich doctor. You don't know where he's out boating. Maybe he was on a plane and then they took the plane to a boat.
I mean, they show the boat. It's just like a normal, like, little...
But maybe he landed at some...
Yeah, I guess you don't
Who knows? I mean...
But...
I think it's ambiguous enough where it...
I guess. I mean, no point really in complaining about it. Did you stay for the post-credit scene?
I did.
Amusing.
Yeah, it was weird because the credits start rolling and in the credits it says...
that gave it away.
Willem Dafoe and all them, and I'm like... Did I miss them, like, in the flashback? Or did I miss them in something?
That made it pretty apparent.
And then a buddy of mine had texted me, stay after the credits. Mm-hmm. And then I was like, oh.
Yeah.
So they're going to...
Same thing. I think I had seen a story that said something about post-credit sequence or something. And then I saw them in the credits, too. And I was like, all right, I know what that is. Which, I mean, it was cool, sure.
Did you hear anything about John Ratzenberger?
Yeah, he was not in it.
Right? I know. No, he wasn't.
He was not.
No. Because I thought it was like Ray sounds really different, and then the credits, his name's not in there as Ray, as Mr. Ray or whatever. Because he was Ray in the first one.
Was he? I thought he was the voice of the body of fish in the first one.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, I have no idea. Because to the best of my memory, he is in The Good Dinosaur. So this is the one that broke that streak, and I'm surprised there are no stories about it, unless he is a voice somewhere in it, and I just didn't realize.
Well, let's look at his IMDb. Yeah, I don't know why I thought he was the Ray. But I did not see his name show up in the credits, because Husband Crab.
Oh, okay. The husband crab, like, the one when she's,
I guess when they're talking
they're about to go outside and there's the little crab, like they're in the tank and they're like, go that way, and there's the wife who's like, just go and just trust yourself, just take 2 rights left. And then I think there was a guy who did say 1 word. So the streak continues, I guess. He'll definitely be in Toy Story 4, obviously.
Yeah.
That'd be weird without him. So what is their next movie is Cars 3, right? They did like a Facebook Live thing with the Cars 3 director this weekend, so I'm assuming it's that.
Yeah, he was the fish school in Finding Dory. Who was the manta ray in the first one? Because their voice, I think, was different. But yet, are they really?
That's the next one, yeah. And I know Lasseter has said it's much more a return to a simple story, and it's about, the honor of the Paul Newman character. If at least there is heart in the next one.
Oh, no, he was voiced by the same guy. He just sounded different.
If at least there's heart in the next Cars, and it's, not a ridiculous spy story for some reason, there's a chance, right? A chance?
There's a chance. But I don't like Cars. I mean, Cars is fine.
I thought the first Cars was...
I enjoy it.
I enjoy the first. The second one is just so unnecessary.
Yeah.
And so much of a departure from what made the first one decent.
Like, I genuinely hate the second one.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Mm.
But I believe that is their movie next year. I think they might have 2. I don't know.
And if you want to keep talking, I can try to figure it out.
So, some other things, they are doing a lot of sequels regardless. Cars 3 is coming, whether that's the next one or not. Toy Story 4 we talked about. They're saying that it's like a romantic comedy in the Toy Story universe. So that does seem unessential. It's like a romantic comedy between Bo Peep and Woody.
Okay, so Cars 3, Coco, 2017.
What the hell is Coco?
Well, Toy Story 4, 2018, Incredibles 2, 2019. Oh, this is that Day of the Dead.
Oh, that's Coco. Yeah.
Yeah, Leon
That which should be interesting. Leon Critch.
And that's their next film. And then I was thinking that Mono one, but that's Disney. That's not Pixar. Yeah.
So they have a lot of stuff in the pipes. I hope for the best with Cars 3. I'm gonna see it, of course.
I'm really kind of bummed looking at that slate, seeing 1 original movie and 3 sequels.
But 2, I mean, you want them to stay original, right? Because that's what they're great at. But the Toy Story sequels, like you said, are both fantastic movies. The Incredibles, you have to imagine that Brad Bird wouldn't go back without something meaningful to say. Sure. But yeah, it's a little disappointing. At least Cars 3, they're giving a new director a chance. We'll get to see what Leon Critch does with an original property.
Yeah, I'm excited. I am very excited about that.
And we'll see what's down the line.
I'm just not excited for Toy Story 4. The third one just ends so perfectly.
Mm-hmm. And the Toy Story. Have you seen either of the Toy Story specials?
I don't think so. I feel like I might have seen one of them, but I'm not sure. What were they?
There was Toy Story of Terror.
Okay.
Which was the Halloween special, and then there was a Christmas type one.
I think I saw the
Toy Story that Time Forgot.
I didn't see that, but I saw the Terror one.
I don't think either were all that great.
Mm-hmm.
Like these stories that are just in with Bonnie and not with Andy, that are just that's the thing, they don't really feel like they have things to say anymore.
Mm-hmm.
If that's what the next movie is like,
Because
not
what else is
interested.
there to say? You've gone through this kid's
You've said
life.
it all. Yeah, I really don't know. That's why the next one doesn't sound like it has anything meaning. It's like what they said was it's Pixar doing a romantic comedy.
But they're already okay. That's we'll talk about that on.
I mean, in some ways,
sure.
I feel like this kind of became this week's discussion, but
That's true.
we'll see. We'll see how maybe it is. Thanks for watching.
Yeah. But that'll wrap things up then, I guess, for this episode. You can find both of us on Twitter. I'm on Twitter at Rich Belson.
I'm Matt Stonks.
The channel's on Twitter at OABeer_official, and you can find us on Facebook at Facebook.com/overbeer, Instagram over_A_beer, and YouTube at YouTube.com/overbeer. We're every Tuesday. Today, right? Today's Tuesday.
Today, yeah.
That this is going
I
live.
think so.
You can
Feels like
check out our
Wednesday
brand
to
new
me.
episode 5 of our beer reviews. We're reviewing some kind of stout. This is it pairs well with ice cream and oysters.
Don't remember. That doesn't.
You'll remember it when you see it. When you watch it, you'll remember it. So you can check that out. Again, youtube.com/overbeer. And then every Friday at soundcloud.com/overbeer and up on iTunes, you can find our Overbeer podcast, which is a little more off-topic, off-the-rails, conversational. Between us, Dana sometimes shows up on it, as well as some guests we have planned for the future, so stay tuned for that. But that'll wrap things up for today, so until next time, drink up.
And butter me up.